10, 9, ignition sequence start.
I really thought by now we'd have been on Mars. I thought 40 years from landing on the moon, or 50 years from the time that Alan Shepard first went up, or Yuri Gagarin went up, I thought we'd be on Mars. I really did. See, what people can't understand when they approach this from the standpoint of building knowledge, they approach it from that and not from a political standpoint. The most educated cannot understand why we went to the moon and then abandoned it. And the reason we did was we went to the moon for national prestige instead of for the reasons that we should have been going for. One thing that people have always criticized them for is saying, you know, there's only one picture out of 121 Hasselblad still pictures taken on the moon during the moonwalk of Neil, and the rest of them are of Buzz that Neil took, and the rest of them. Well, I asked Neil about that. I said, was Buzz mad? He just didn't want to take a picture of you? He says, no, I had the camera. I took the pictures. He had to set up the experiments. Now, near the end, they did give him the camera, and he did take one picture of Neil putting some samples away. So out of the 121 still pictures, one of them is of Neil Armstrong. We do have them together in a movie, in a movie deal. A lot of people think that we never went. They think that we did this in Arizona. Well, of course, this is stupid. First of all, suppose we could get 400,000 people to lie. That's how many worked in Apollo. Suppose that we could get the Russians to lie because they tracked us all the way up there and back. Suppose that we could get the English, Great Britain, to lie because their great Jodrell Bank radio telescope tracked us up there and all the way back. Now suppose that we could do all of that and we got them to believe, then why would we, if we got away with the grand hoax one time, why would we do it 9? That would be utterly stupid now, wouldn't it? So to think that we didn't go up there is just idiocy.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Until we go back and we build a colony there, and the human race is now inhabitants of Earth and the moon, and then when we go on to Mars, and we are inhabiting a solar system, and then finally outside of the solar system, we are not fulfilling our potential. It's that simple. The next natural step is to step out into space. And not to do so is to sign a death warrant for the human species.